This is back from April of 2022 when the game was being rumored. Ubisoft tweeted out, "So we heard you heard. Introducing codename Project Q, a team battle arena letting players truly own the experience. The game is in early development and we will keep you testing. So for now, all you can do is register for upcoming tests." Now, Insider Gaming has noted that Project Q has been canceled. We'll talk a little bit more as far as what the studio actually said and what the update was. The title was scheduled to have a series of upcoming playtests in the first half of this year. Obviously, Ubisoft recently announced that they had 3 titles that were canceled, and it is unaware of whether or not Project Q is one of those 3 games. You would have to assume that is the case. Insider Gaming did in fact ask for clarification if Project Q is one of those games, but they haven't received an official comment. The game did have an update on the announcements channel on its official Discord page. Unfortunately, let's go over the news. It notes, "Hey everyone, we hope you are well and safe. We want to start by saying how amazing this group has been since we started. We've shared so many great moments and we cherish the relationships we have built with all of you. We have gone through so many amazing moments together that will stay in our memory. The first closed test was a great milestone for us because of all the work put in from the team, your amazing support, and your great reception. We love the amazing energy on this Discord. It was our fuel for the project. Your feedback was a true gift and allowed us to grow as developers in order to do our best for you, our players. All these warm moments make this announcement harder to make. Sadly, we have to cancel upcoming closed tests as Project Q will no longer continue development. This also means that we will need to shut down this Discord server. We don't have further information to communicate right now, but we want to thank all of you for your passion and your love for Project Q. All your messages and support has meant the world to us and has been a major boost for our team since the beginning. We will be closing this Discord server in the upcoming days, but until then, please share your memories and most memorable moments with us, and we will gladly relay the messages to the team. It was an amazing ride for us, and we'll keep an incredible memory of it. We wish you all of the best for the future." That is coming with our warmest regards from the Project Q dev team. Again, that was posted over on the official Discord page. Insider Gaming also reported earlier in the week that Ubisoft has at least a dozen Battle Royale games in development at the same time at one point. Now, obviously, some of those titles may have been canceled, but this is what I talked about with live service in general and these Battle Royale titles, free-to-play games, and games that are trying to be monetized for the long term. The idea that it's obvious that the publishing studios, the publishers are going with, not the development studios. The development studios are ultimately answering to publishers and what the publishers want to do. Obviously, developers are going to have input, but publishers are the ones that are looking for the most amount of monetary gain possible. And with the Ubisoft, it does seem like they were really trying to go heavy in that route. It seems to be very effective in Assassin's Creed, where they constantly roll out content. Assassin's Creed already a $60 game. You buy and buy more content, and then the things roll on. But 12 Battle Royale games. You are absolutely out of your mind if you think Ubisoft greenlit 12 Battle Royale games with the internal intention that every single one of them were gonna be pop-offs, that they were all going to be big titles, that they were all gonna be slam dunks. No, the idea is let's throw as much as we can in the wall. We only need 1 or 2 of these games to stick, and then if those games can generate perpetual revenue for us, game over. We won the battle. At that point, you win the battle. When you hear about Sony having 20 live service games, or they want to release 20 live service games by X year or whatever, and you hear publishers putting out these numbers, or you hear reports about these numbers, do know that there is no way that these publishers are thinking that every single one of those games are going to be mainstays and perpetual revenue generators. But ultimately, with these games, you need 1 or 2, 3 at max to click, and boom, you're reaping in the rewards of that. And that's kind of the idea, as far as, at least that's how I interpret it, because in no galaxy would any publisher think, yeah, let's greenlight the development of 12 Battle Royale titles, or let's even think about 12 Battle Royale titles, even 10, even 8 Battle Royale games, and thinking all of them would pop off. That's just unrealistic, and it extends beyond just how good is that game gonna be. Sometimes there's variables out of control that make a lesser game be way more popular than a really good game, and ultimately that really good game is gonna go to the wayside. There's so many variables. Sometimes it's just marketing, sometimes it's just timing. You just don't know with these things. It's a lot of, obviously quality plays a part, and it plays a big part, but sometimes it is just a crapshoot and hoping for the best. And When you have that many live service games in development, that many battle royale titles in development, bruh, you ain't expecting all those to pop off. Like, let's be real here. But in the case of Ubisoft, man, it really seems like this is going to be an integral moment for Ubisoft going forward in terms of where are they going to go from here? Are they going to refocus their assets into creating titles with their core IPs in mind? Are they still going to have an emphasis on these games like a Project Q, like X, Y, and Z, like these unannounced games that were in development, but maybe pull it back a little bit, maybe instead of a dozen, maybe go with 3 or 4? I don't know. Obviously, everybody looks at what live service can be at the top end, at the top level, the top, 3 to 5%. It might be even less than that, but let's just throw out a number, like 3 to 5%. There's a lot of money to be made. Obviously, the holy grail is going to be looked at a Fortnite, and you look at how much money that generates, how much revenue that generates. If a publisher could get a fraction of that success, they would be happy even having the costs of so many titles in development concurrently, but that's just not the reality. When you're talking about games like that, live service titles, generally speaking, people get invested to a couple of them. A lot of the times, people get invested into just one, and that one game is what keeps them engaged, and sure, they'll invest a lot into that game, but, nobody really, or nobody's a stretch, but most people don't juggle like 6 live service titles at a time, or 6 battle royale games at a time. Do you guys know anybody that does that? I haven't met a single person in my life that jumps from like battle royale game to battle royale game. Maybe, I'm sure there are people out there that do that, but usually you find one, maybe you'll jump around, try a couple for a little bit, and then you'll go back to the one that really hooked you, or maybe you'll jump into another one that really hooks you, etc., etc. But yeah, with Ubisoft, this is just a very interesting story to monitor for the next year and 16 months, because you gotta remember, they have a lot of stuff that people are excited for. The Japan Assassin's Creed, people have been asking for that for a long time. How's the Splinter Cell remake gonna go? What's the status of Beyond Good and Evil 2? It's apparently in development. Skull and Bones is a game that people had excitement for, but after 6 delays, like, obviously, it's gonna be a little bit less so, but let me know your guys' thoughts on Ubisoft going forward overall. Another cancellation on that end. Just unfortunate news all around. Hopefully the team is going to be allocated into working on a different project, and it's not a case of, the team's getting laid off or anything like that. That's always just horrible news, and you see what's going on with Microsoft and whatnot today, so that's always unfortunate, and I'm sure the team working on the game, the development studio, I'm sure they had all intention of pouring their heart and souls into this game. The development studios are always going to try to create the best product possible, but they do have to answer